In the first few years of my career, I remember looking at the scoreboard, i.e., the production report of all the producers, and looking at all the people that were doing way better than me and thinking, well, how did they do that? And how do I improve what I'm doing to get where they are without killing myself in the number of hours that I work? Because I don't know about you, I like working hard, but I also like doing other things and I like hanging out with my family. I like playing video games and reading books, and I don't want to do insurance all the time. So, in this video, what I'm going to break down for you is how to increase your insurance sales without killing yourself in the number of hours that you work. And here's the secret, it's all gets into making sure you've got a well-oiled machine to generate leads and get things to close. So let's get into it. So here's the trap I think a lot of producers fall into, and I kind of fell into, is that when your pipeline is thin, your production report doesn't look so good. People just say, well, you got to make more calls. It's this volume trap. It's like, well, you got to call more people, you got to do more drop-ins, you got to go to more networking events, more. But more doesn't necessarily help if you're not getting things the whole way through the pipeline. So it's kind of like this. You got to think about it like an engine, and if there's inefficiencies in the engine, we've all we've all seen gas guzzler cars, right? You can give it all the gas in the world, you're still only going to get 6 miles to the gallon. Is the problem the gasoline? No, the problem is the construction of the car. There are other cars that are far more efficient, and you're going to get much farther with the same amount of gas. Well, it's the same deal when we're talking about being a producer. It's how do we get as far as possible, as fast as possible with the least amount of gas, which is going to be energy. And the way that you do it is you have to break down what you're doing into its component parts so that you can understand where things are falling out and what needs to be improved. So, what are the different parts of a producer's job and the different parts of the machine that can fall apart? First is lead generation. Okay. Do you have enough leads coming in the front end? And there's a lot of different ways to generate leads, and everybody thinks that they've got manna from God on the best way to do it that's going to keep you fed forever. I think there's a lot of different ways to get it done. Some people are best at cold calling. Some people like content. Some people are good at email. Some people are good at drop ins. Look, I think you got to figure out what works for you and do a lot of it and do it great. Right. So, what I do well is not necessarily what you're going to do well, but the point is you need to have enough leads coming in the front door. And if you don't have enough leads coming in the front door, you're going to starve. Now, hopefully, your agency is helping you out with that to a degree. But for a lot of us, we just have to eat what we kill. And our bosses look at us and say, you need to go generate those leads. So, how do you increase efficiency on lead generation? Well, if if you're getting everything strictly based on outbound cold calling, you have to be ruthlessly efficient with your time, making sure you're hitting call volume. If you're doing email, you can send more emails. You can have better content. If you're going to do content marketing, you can really perfect your game, making sure that you're getting search engine results. If you're going to do if you're going to do social selling online, perfect your messaging, making sure that you're working your craft. But you have to figure out if you're getting enough leads in the front door so that you're going to get the whole way to the sales process. Because here's the deal, you're not going to close every lead. It doesn't matter how good you are. Some leads you're not going to sell. Some people are going to come to you and they're just trying to work you. Some people are going to come to you and they have problems that you can't solve. Some people are going to come to you and you don't want to work with them. Within all of that, there's only going to be a certain number of prospects and a certain number of people that say, okay, you're large enough that I want to work with you. You're in a target industry I know how to help. You've got a problem I know how to solve, and I like you. Let's work together. So if you're not getting enough leads in the front door, that's the first part. Now, the next part is You're getting in the front door. Are you converting that first conversation to the second conversation? And if you don't even know what first conversation should sound like and the second conversation should sound like, that's a whole different problem. You need a sales process where you know what is your ideal customer and how you're going to qualify them. But that first conversation should be 15, 20 minutes. You're qualifying them and you're asking them about the problems they experience and do they match the problems that you know how to solve? Are you getting people to proceed from needs assessment to presentation? And if that conversion rate's going well, if you're getting about 1 out of 2 there, you're doing pretty good. It should not be 100%. This is one of the problems a lot of people have is every lead that comes in the door, they say, great, I'm going to try and deliver a proposal to them. That's not an efficient way to do it. You're going to burn a lot of time talking to people and delivering solutions to people that you're never going to close. So you have to be able to qualify some out. Dynamics of sales talks about the beer glass versus the martini glass. It's a great picture, but you got to figure out what it looks like with the type of people that you're trying to lead to the close. So now let's say you've got enough leads, and let's say you are qualifying them and they're getting to presentation. Now the next phase is what percentage of your proposals are closing into customers? That's another conversion rate you have to track. Now, I'll tell you, one of the mistakes I think a lot of people make is they say, I'm not good at closing. I get people to the proposal stage and I don't know how to get them to buy. I think that's a bit of a misnomer. If you got them to the proposal stage and they're not buying, I would argue you probably didn't qualify them real well. You have a qualifying problem. You need to go back to the beginning and figure out what's your ideal customer? What problems do you solve? How do you solve them? How do you make it compelling? Because once you present that solution, it should make perfect logical sense that they should work with you. So if your close ratio from proposal to customer is low, you got to check your qualification process. And so if you go through each one of the stages of the process and figure out where you're having a problem, well, now you can drill down and fix it. And once you refine that system, now that system can go a lot further and a lot faster. And here's the beautiful thing. Once you figure out what your ideal customer looks like, how to qualify them, how to get them closed, now what you do is you just refine what is that ideal customer. And that's how you push up your average sale per account is you say, okay, I know exactly how to get people through the system. The best way to make it more efficient is to only put premium gas into the system. Now I'm going to go even faster. Now I'm going to go even farther by refining my ideal customer. So if you're looking for a place to get started, you need to have some measurables. And here are the things that you need to be measuring. The number of calls or outbounds that you're making, how many of those convert to a first conversation? How many of those first conversations or meetings booked convert to proposals? How many of those proposals convert to deals closed? Because that's the whole funnel. And when you start seeing things fall out of whack at one of those stages, now you can be surgical in your approach and on how to fix those things. If you're looking for help or solutions in how to refine different parts of this process, I've created videos to help with each of these. So cold calling for insurance producers, how to be the obvious choice, how to qualify, how to present. These are all different videos in the playlist. I recommend you check them out because it can help you refine your system. If you want to talk to me about it, reach out to me, drop a comment in the comments. Happy to talk about all of it. And if this video was helpful, please hit like and subscribe. It helps other people like you find the content. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please go build something great.